Hey, I'm Micki.
I'm Kat.
Welcome to the full moon in Scorpio, April 2024. Whoa, it's a full moon. So,
Scorpio full moon. I didn't even realize that this is where we were at, but it makes so much sense. Sharp tongues.
sharp tongues.
Scorpio full moons are full of sharp tongues. I say this as a Leo.
Yeah, and we got it's the Martian, Mars rules and Pluto rules, and we've got Pluto Martial aspects going on. We went from a Venus story. She passed the baton to Mars when Mars went past Saturn. So now we got Mars out there like, oh, I'm doing my thing. But Mars is still like, oh, but I'm swimming in an ocean. And Neptune is giant and it's right there.
Thank the gods.
Let's take a look at our
Fuck down, Mars. Your time is over.
Mars. What do we have here?
Okay, that's weird looking. That's a big square.
Yeah, we've got a wedge here,
Pluto.
a trine,
Okay,
and then we've got, of course, the opposition of the moon,
right.
Scorpio, but this additional square with Pluto,
Yeah, that's what I saw instantly.
yeah, there's a
That's rough.
right.
Okay.
And of course, again with Mars also being activated here and the sextile making it easier for Mars and Pluto to interact.
Deep wounds, deep wounds,
Deep wounds.
deep wounds showing up at the surface, people being triggered, their deep wounds getting activated, sharp tongues coming out. That's my experience. I didn't look at the chart before right now, but that's what I've been living.
Yeah, and this Mars is uncomfortable underwater and
So uncomfortable to be to
yeah,
be shown to be shown
to be
the
shown,
reflection of yourself. Yeah.
right, especially with that reflection being black moon, which is enigmatic, right?
Enigmatic. I will say though, if you like pro tip, if you develop a practice of taking a look at your own shadow, these moments get easier.
Yes. Shadow
These
work.
challenging moments get easier.
Yeah, astrology really helps with shadow work because we have to see that there's a light and a dark side or a, high octave and a low octave to both each planet and each sign,
Yeah.
you know? So there's different ways that we can respond to things, but Mars just had this hurdle. Mars had to get beyond Saturn underwater, you know,
So
and
powerful.
there's with its conjunct, for all practical purposes, Mars is conjunct giant Neptune underwater. Mars does not know which way he's going.
Right opposite Black Moon Lilith.
Yeah, Mars doesn't have a clue.
Wow.
Mars is just flailing in the water,
Right.
flailing.
Right. Right.
So there's where
These
the
people,
shark,
like everyone around them is looking at them like, are they okay?
yeah. And they're
What's
not.
going on? And they're not. They're not.
They're not. That's where the shark tongues come from. But on some level, and tell me if you what you think about this. On some level, Pluto is offering assistance to Mars, Neptune.
Okay.
It's saying if you can dig deep, maybe you can swim under this or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Get to a different current. There's as you go in layers in the ocean, there's currents going in different ways.
Yeah, I'm not sure what another good water analogy would be. Water skiing, and you're water skiing in the fog.
Oh,
Yeah, if you're
that's
water skiing in the
really
fog,
dumb.
you just made it past the rocky place. You made it past the rocky place. You're still alive, and now you're in the fog, but you've got like a sea monster there to help you.
Yes, Pluto as the sea monster. I mean, Pluto did just come out of Capricorn, so it got its sea goat lesson.
Right. Well, it is in an air sign, so maybe sea monster is not the appropriate analogy for Pluto there.
We'll see what the Sabian symbols have to say.
Yeah, it's wanting us to go deep in any case. Yeah, let's look at some of those Sabian symbols.
Maybe that'll tell us. What degree is Pluto at? I can't see it with my eyes.
2 Aquarius. We've moved.
2 Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deserter from the Navy.
Oh,
That's oh.
from the Navy.
Okay.
Mars got so frustrated he just took off.
Good idea, Mars. You desert that army. You're in a terrible spot. Being crazy. Everyone around you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, maybe getting beyond the hurdle of Saturn meant going AWOL.
Mm-hmm.
Saturn is the authority.
All right.
I'm not sure how that can be, how I would analogize that to like my own personal life.
I don't either, but I think we can leave it at Pluto is offering the energy of being a deserter from the Navy. And I'll take it.
Yeah,
Whatever Mars is.
there's an ease there with this.
Right.
So maybe like the easy way out.
Yeah.
Maybe like there's an easy way out. Just
There is.
just
There often is.
is that the best way to go? And that's where I want to interpret the chart a little bit further and look at, well, where's Pisces? Is deserting the right thing to do right now, or do you want to wait till you get beyond
M-
Neptune?
Mars 20, maybe it's how you get beyond Neptune.
Right.
Mars is at 24 degrees Pisces.
Yep.
The purging of the priesthood.
Ooh. Wow. Deserters out of there?
The purging of the priesthood.
Huh?
So we have Pluto is a deserter from the Navy. Mars is the purging of the priesthood. And Neptune at 20, what is it?
28. Almost 29.
Light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism.
Oh, that's nice.
Whew.
Separating things out. Yeah, that's very interesting. Read 15 Pisces for Saturn. Actually, read 16 Pisces.
An Easter promenade. Huh.
What was 15 Pisces?
In a quiet moment, a creative individual experiences the flow of inspiration.
No, we're to the Easter promenade now. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got a Navy deserter.
Navy deserter.
People getting kicked out of the priesthood. And of course, Pisces represents the priesthood on a very intricate level. And so does Neptune, and the conjunction is with Neptune in Pisces. So there's some kind of a either both on the mundane level in the larger world, a purging going on based on belief systems, or in our own internal psyches, we're purging some stuff that we no longer want to hold on to as far as what we believe in our, you know, our what's Neptune? I think
Our view of the world, our Umwelt, they call it.
Well,
The
well,
Umwelt.
yeah, because it's not values. That's Venus. This is much more our.
This is the bubble, the semiospace. Like in mythological theory, anthropologically, you would call it the semiospace, perhaps. You know,
Yeah,
like your perception of the world, the bubbles that define what you understand as reality. Those are being really, really challenged right now, geopolitically. The way we have perceived the world, people have perceived the world, is really being challenged right now.
right. And the one of the things that I see is the biggest difficulty for Mars is all the projection, because Mars is not able to see what's going on.
Right.
And that's where the sharp tongues are coming from, because Mars just got beyond this wall, but now it's in the fog and it's being opposed by, it doesn't even know what's opposing it. Everything's against me.
If I recall from last time, it's like a women's volleyball team or something.
Black Moon?
The Black Moon.
Check it out again. What's Black Moon? Yeah.
What's the degree?
22 Virgo.
Oh no. A lion tamer rushes fearlessly into the circus arena.
Oh my gosh, read it one more time.
A lion tamer rushes fearlessly. Wait, into the circus arena.
Poor Mars. You have no idea what you're getting into.
Mars is just being shown that what a fool they are.
I'm
And
a
they
big
don't like
Mars
what they're seeing, and they're gonna accuse you of it.
having a rough time, man. If you know, Mars might be best, wherever you have Pisces, that might be a good place to like go get some exercise, work out Mars in a way that's positive.
Okay.
Because I think Mars is just flailing around, and that's
Okay.
energy, that's our intrinsic energy.
Yeah.
So if we can find some way to take some bottled up energy and use it,
Yeah.
you know, now how is it
Do
impacting?
it for the houses.
Right, we'd have to look through the houses and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go through the houses and check it
I
out?
kind of do.
Okay.
Mars and Pisces. What should we do if we with Mars and Pisces if that's our this house?
Right. Well, let's do it. Okay, so if Mars in Pisces is your first house,
If Pisces is your first house.
well, Daddy, this is right in your face. You really feel like somebody is personally, you don't know where the attack is coming from, and you don't know where you're going or what you're going to do. It's all foggy. You're literally underwater, flailing.
Yeah.
If that's first house, I fear.
Yeah.
You know, that's real hard, and because the opposition is coming from others in your seventh house.
Ooh, yeah. Extra hard.
If it's your second house,
Uh-huh.
then this energy is related to your money or your how you earn your money, what you possess, your possessions. And because of the structure there of Saturn, second house to me is the problem is, where are you spending that money? You
Yeah.
know where you just blew a whole bunch of money unnecessarily or something. The fog is in where you spent the money,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You might have a money leak. You just
Oh.
spent money on something else and you don't know why, for example.
Okay. Work on your money issues.
Right.
What's third house?
Do you want to do third?
No, I'm so lost on this kind of stuff sometimes.
Third house. For third, that's where we're, our short-term travel, our neighbors and friends, run.
Okay, so your aggression would be with your like closer communities.
Yeah, and it's the ninth house that you're getting the mirror reflection that Mars is having the hard time. So maybe you want to do something more valuable with your time, something more spiritual with your time, ninth house, but
Mm.
you're stuck running errands,
Oh, okay.
right? And you don't even know why you're running the errands. You're just running the errands in the fog with somebody behind you with a whip.
Okay, fourth house, Pisces, fourth house.
You can feel that nobody appreciates what you're doing. If it's a third house Pisces, yeah. Fourth house Pisces, well, this is your home. Ouch.
Oh,
And your opposition from Black Moon, what you don't know is opposing you, and who's picking on you is your work. So you might
yeah.
have somebody in your work life stabbing you in the back and you don't know, and it's creating or contributing to problems at home or confusion at home,
Okay.
right? Fifth house,
Fifth house,
well,
Pisces.
eek. Fifth house, you can harness this Mars. And I think in any of these situations, you could harness the Mars.
Yeah, yeah.
You put a harness on that dolphin and see if you can get it to swim the direction you want it to. Uh, but
Right? Control those emotions.
anytime you have a conjunction with Neptune, especially Neptune in its power in Pisces, with Saturn, they're structuring things. There's an opportunity to create, right? Somebody could use that energy to forward some project that's Neptunian.
Yeah, fifth house, Pisces.
But of course, that Neptunian project could be purging the priesthood.
Come on, person, priesthood. Speaking of priests and priestesses, sixth house.
Yeah, sixth house. So if it's a sixth house, the opposition is in the 12th house, so it's a
Mm.
don't know. Because it's your 12th house karmic stuff that you're working with. Talk about shadow work. If this is 6th house, this is also this is probably even more as much challenging as the first house.
Yeah, I can see
Right.
that. Okay.
You got the taskmaster here making you work in your 6th house. You got Mars telling you to, you know, go, 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 but it doesn't know where it's going. It has no clue. And the 12th house is over here going, there's a larger lesson you need to learn.
You don't even know.
You
You don't
don't
even
even
know.
know. If it's the 7th house, well, this is your in your, you know, a man in your relation, you're having a relationship with a man who's having this issue.
Yeah.
That's the likelihood,
Oh, okay.
right? And the confusion may be on how you respond to somebody else's difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the 8th house, then this has to do with other people's resources. So this could be, I don't know, it could be uh confusing action taken by others that is to keep the balance or to keep structure in place, but that may be you don't know why it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Eighth,
There's a lot of don't know whys right now.
yeah, that big don't know why.
There's a lot of people don't know a lot of things.
Right. Between Neptune and Black Moon in this is
Yeah.
just a big, huh?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? I'm so
What?
confused.
Why? So yeah, I think 8th house is hard here too.
Whew.
9th house, if this is 9th house, this is your house of spirituality. That
Right.
means you've had Neptune in here for a long time and you have been learning a long spiritual lesson.
Mm.
And somehow that spirituality has been structured over the last year by Saturn. So that
Mm.
maybe you were just kind of studying, you know, astrology. Now you're down to like, I'm learning astrology.
Mm.
So there's been a change in how if this is your 9th house, you may be taking this to another level, another higher spiritual or higher learning level.
Or
And
could you just be really, really being challenged in your spirituality or your
very true. That's right.
system?
It's very challenging. But there's some energy if only you knew where to put the energy. And now, how's the career? Well, again, you may have some desire or some drive to do some things, but you've run into the fog and you don't know how to proceed in your career life.
Mhm.
And you may be it may be because you have problems in your home life and that you
Hmm.
how to deal with your home life problems that's causing some career confusion and fog.
Gosh, so many different storylines.
Right, depending on the house it's in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 10th. So 11th house would be your, you know, group relationships, the things you belong to, the clubs and organizations you
Friend group problems.
and group problems. That's right. And here, you know, you might have a friend in a group that is got a sharp tongue.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know what they're talking about. There might be someone in the group who's trying to tell everybody what to do,
Mm.
and somebody who's pushy, and nobody really knows what's going on. And there's a bigger issue that maybe is hidden or nobody's addressing that's behind the scenes. This could make group relationships challenging right now
Seriously.
for people that have this in their 11th. And 12th house, if it's a 12th house Pisces, that's the karmic house. I'd say this is really important for a 12th house Pisces because again, you have the Neptune for a long term in the 12th house and the structure of Saturn in the 12th house. This is a karmic filled time. If you can make it until Mars, you know, get through this Mars um process, this action process that you don't really know what's going on. And probably when Mars gets into, especially when Neptune gets into Aries, you'll know what's going on. You'll know what you've learned and you'll be able to look back on your lessons in the 12th house.
Okay. Whew.
There's a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah, Pisces is my 12th house.
And we haven't even looked at the moon.
Well, thank you for indulging me.
No, you're welcome. It's good for me to look at it too, because it's my sixth house.
Well, yeah, and then I get caught up on the like I get caught up on the astrology for the totality of the Earth in relation to its neighbors, and not so much always on what it works out for just me. And so it's good for me to get back into the houses and get out of the universal so much. And remember, there are lots of storylines going on.
Yeah, I really think it helps us to be mindful of how this impacts people differently, especially if it's going, I mean, if you're in Pisces and you've got something at 15, 24, or 28 degrees, or at 22 degrees, wow.
Yes. Oh, Micki, this is happening on my south node.
Yeah. So there's a big letting go here.
I'm just gonna drum. That's what I'm gonna do for my Mars. I'm just
Drum,
gonna drum.
that's good.
The
That's
12th house is a spirit thing, and then drum is a spirit thing. And
perfect. Especially with the Mars. Mars wants to drum. That's all what Mars really wants to drum.
what does Mars? Yeah, it's like Mars needs to do something. Point Mars in a productive direction.
Exactly.
Don't let Mars just be a wild, lost thing.
That's right.
You know,
Mars,
maybe
Mars
Neptune
could
needs to
spook.
take a stand for a little bit.
All right. That would be my concern, is that Mars would spook, because this is a Scorpio full moon. You don't want to spook Mars. Get Mars in something, involved in something grounded.
But I love that, like the black moon across is the lion tamer, like rushing in, like okay, like Black Moon Lilith is like, okay, Mars, show us what you got. Show us some tricks. I've trained you.
Yeah. What
Training Mars.
yeah. So then, okay, then we've got the conjunction
Oh my
in
God.
in Aries. Um,
Sorry, everybody. It's a long one.
well, it is. There's just so much to it. So forget the sun and the moon for just a second and look at the conjunction in Aries, because this puppy is building. And I don't know what happens for you personally as we, get the stellium in Aries as it moves through and moves into Taurus. We're going to feel different because, Kat, this is what you talked about last month. We had our new moon in Aries really brought us into the spring.
Yeah. We are being, for the remainder of the year, uh, sweet young children feeding birds in winter.
Right, right. And there's a big healing involved, and we've been talking about the healing, and it's where we're moving towards with the North Node, and it's something we value. So this is the something sweet,
Yes.
right? This is the something
Okay.
we don't
Sweet
want
like
to forget.
sweet like a hummingbird.
Yeah, we don't want to forget that there's, we do have a new beginning with that's got a healing, heartfelt value to it.
Right.
So then our long-term Uranus Jupiter is trine Black Moon right now.
Really, I feel like Uranus, Jupiter, Black Moon are actually all helping Mars. And so is Pluto.
Yes, because we've got the wedge here. In fact, I believe that's true.
I think they're pulling Mars forward through its uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
It'll get to its breakthrough. Neptune will help it. It's just having to go through the awkwardness of being shown its ugly side.
Yeah, and that sharp tongue is hard to keep when you're really confused and scared. And that's where the beneficence of Jupiter and the change of Uranus can help. I think it can help. I mean, I think overall this is a really positive configuration, both worldwide and in everybody's charts. And we've been
Yeah.
talking about this for a long time. This is going to go on for another month. We're just
Another month.
in the middle of it.
Mars won't be going on. The Mars part won't be going on for another month, will it? I
Well,
don't
not
think.
in that place, but Mars is going to move into its home sign of Aries real soon.
Okay, yeah. We're at the white dove flying over troubled waters.
Which was that?
Uh, Uranus
That's Uranus at 22?
at 21.
Oh, 20. What's Uranus at 22?
A jewelry shop filled with the most magnificent jewels.
I think that's where we are now. Because it's
Okay,
59 degrees. And what about Jupiter at 22? Oh, it's the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and uh I'm sorry, read Black Moon one more time.
Oh, it was a lion tamer rushes into the circus arena.
Uh-huh. That's really interesting.
Jewelry shop and a white dove flowing over troubled waters. That's an exciting little combo right there.
Well, this 22 degrees of any of the earth signs is real important for anybody. If you've got this, I say you've got whether it's in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, anything within 5 degrees, either side of 22 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
really impacting you. And is the impact it's not something that happens like it happened the day before yesterday on the 20th. No, that was just the peak of the bell curve.
Right.
There's a bell curve, and we've got roughly 15 degrees on the 15 degrees, so 5 or 7 degrees on either side of that curve, a whole 15-degree span we're talking about. So there's a whole month before we have Jupiter going into Gemini and the flavor changes.
Yeah. I mean, these are big changes and they take time.
Exactly. Exactly. So now what do we have for 4 degrees of Taurus and 4 degrees of Scorpio with our moon?
For Taurus, a widow at an open grave.
Uh,
That's the sun.
right.
A massive rocky shore resists the pounding of the sea.
Interesting. A woman at an open grave is what is with our sun, or the sun is with Uranus and Jupiter here in our values in the house of Taurus, the earth, our money, our what keeps us happy in our day-to-day life. And the moon is over here. Read that one more time. Opposite in Scorpio.
A massive rocky shore resists the pounding of the sea.
Very interesting. Like I said, some of these you just have to meditate on. I've heard
Mhm.
astrologers give some ominous perspectives of 4 degrees with looking into the grave. On the other hand, we are letting go of something. The letting go part of it, is maybe signified by this moon, the Scorpio moon. Because
Mm.
a scorpionic moon is kind of a veil between the worlds, right?
This is also the Beltane moon.
Ah,
This is the Beltane moon. It's not super close to May 1st, but it's the closest full moon to May 1st.
so that's why this has this sense of being able to pass between the veil,
Yeah.
pass through the veil.
Yeah, this moon is one of the cross quarter days, but in the lunar cycle of cross quarter days.
Right. So there is some kind of an acknowledgement, because we were talking last time about letting go.
Mhm.
There's an acknowledgement. It's kind of like when you come to the place where you're like acknowledging the letting go.
Mm, yeah.
Sometimes
You're at the grave at the service.
yeah.
You already, frankly, if you're at the grave, you already had to let go.
Right, but the emotional thing takes a little longer, right?
Yeah.
So now maybe at the full moon where it's actually the acknowledgement of we're letting go. We might not have known what we were letting go of, and this may give us an opportunity for an ease to the change.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
This is
There's always an opportunity to be and having some ease to the change as long as you don't hold on tightly to uh, trying to control the outcome or the timing.
and as long as you're not just flailing around wildly at doing action that is against your best interest.
Right? Gosh, there's been a lot of that.
So here, we talked about this a little bit before. These three blue lines are showing a forming kite. It's not formed yet, but it's forming. It's coming into being. Notice what's at the fulcrum of the kite. It's Mars.
Yeah.
On some level, we got to get that Mars under control. This is what you were talking about, Kat. Even though it's underwater and it's got Saturn behind it, you know,
Out of control.
yeah, we've got to do something, use our best meditation, prayer, mantras, go for walks in nature, find ways to get that Mars. You talk, work clay, drum, sing,
Mhm.
dance. Find a way to utilize this Mars because that's what's coming into being. Let me share the chart with the kite. So I think it's, normally we just stick with the moon, but I kind of want to show what's coming up because we're in the middle of the Jupiter Uranus conjunction.
I don't understand why it's not getting a bunch of big deals like the Great Conjunction just because you can't see it in the sky. It's not like it's a big deal like the 2020 Saturn.
To me, it's a huge deal. This is like the big thing. This is a big thing. The big thing for almost the whole year on some level.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's coming up, but
Right. I think it's a big deal. But let's see
I think you'll look back in 5 years and be like, that was an important time.
I really think so. Let me show the other one. Can I? Do you see the new chart with the
Yes.
kite? Yeah. Okay. So see, now we have the kite formed,
Mm-hmm.
and this is now May 18th. So
Mm-hmm.
not quite a month away. The kite is completely formed. Mars has moved on, but of course Uranus is still here. So on one level, Uranus is maintains its position as the fulcrum of the kite, but Mars
Neptune.
is there
Neptune.
sorry, thank you. Neptune is the fulcrum of the kite, but Mars was there. And
Mars is in the North Node now.
right, for the moon, Mars was there, so it's imprinted on the chart. Even though it's moved on,
Yeah.
Mars was still conjunct Neptune for the moon. So it's still an important harbinger of that moon's message as it moves forward in time.
Right. Right.
So here we have, at this point, Jupiter conjunct the sun, and just having left its conjunction with Venus, which is conjunct Uranus. So look at this double conjunction here.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Both of them sextile Neptune and still involved with Black Moon and the Moon and Jupiter, so that we have this really beautiful kite that is now formed in our heavens, if you will. So I'm just saying there's something cool to look forward to.
May 18th.
May 18th. May
And
18th.
if you're in the Kansas City area, go to the Folk Fest.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's a good time to get out and be with people and enjoy um the changes and the Venusian energy. Once we get past poor Mars, it won't be long before Mars is beyond all this fog and things will get better.
Mars has been having a bad day.
Mars been having a bad day.
It'd be like, do you need a nap?
Like, no, I don't know where to go.
Message.
Help, I don't know where to go.
The moon's message is to be the rocky shoreline, resisting eternally the pounding of the sea.
Ah, yes. Yes. That's lovely. I like that a lot.
Scorpio. That's what our
Like a
Scorpio
perfect
moon
note.
suggests.
Sorry.
That's what our Scorpio moon suggests.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect note to end on for this moon too. Well, you all have a wonderful and deep sex. Oh, that's the other thing we've got to mention. Sex has everything to do with Mars.
Wait, say it again. What was that? What was that?
Get down,
Didn't hear.
get in the dirt, roll around, have some fun on this moon.
It is the May Day moon.
The May Day moon. Go out into the woods.
Meet me in the woods tonight. Took a little journey to the unknown. Come back, change. I can feel it in my bones.
Yep, go have fun with the bones. Whether it's piano, play a drum or whatever you need to do.
That's right.
Bye, guys. See you next time.